oh, he's not an alcoholic, he's not a wife beater, he's not cheating on her. So what is the problem?
Men need to understand that their role is beyond just providing finances and taking care of the security of their partner. They need to be involved psychologically, emotionally in the relationship.
Have women's standards become higher, or are they refusing to put up with the bare minimum now?
Why shouldn't I expect the equal amount of emotional support and understanding from my romantic partner?
Why women are ditching their partners and prefer toys to sort of satisfy their sexual needs at least?
Then the dynamics between the couple will also change, and I need to be prepared to deal with that changing dynamics.
You know, there are shifting patterns in relationships, and when there's a change in a relationship, there's always change in pleasure and intimacy and experiencing these, which is what we're discussing today. This is the Pleasure Principle, where we discuss the science, the soul, and sass of intimacy. And joining me again is Dr. Mansi. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jyotika.
And today we're going to talk about how women are swapping men with toys and completely loving it. So I want to talk about a friend of mine. She got married. It was a love marriage. The guy was great. Same caste, same community. However, a couple of years into the marriage, the girl called us and said that I don't want to be with him because he's not able to be the partner I need him to be.
Yeah.
And everybody was shocked because they thought, oh, he's not an alcoholic. He's not a wife beater. He's not cheating on her. So what is the problem? But she couldn't get her family to understand that he was not enough as a partner, not giving her time, not giving her importance. Is that a trend that we are seeing overall?
That is definitely a trend that we are seeing. So might not lead to breaking of marriages in all cases or difficulties, but women definitely do not want to settle for the bare minimum, right? So when you say that he is not a wife beater, he's not a cheater, or he's not an alcoholic, that means you're just talking about the basics that are right out there. But men need to understand that they need to be a bit more involved and enter the relationship on an equal footing. So like we say that, women were taught to be more educated, more independent, but I don't think men have still learned to deal with women who are more independent and, want to have something more than the basic.
And that was actually my next question. I wanted to ask you, have women's standards become higher, or are they refusing to put up with the bare minimum now?
I think women always had high standards, but they did not have the freedom to express it, probably. So with education, with financial independence and shift in the culture, there is much more autonomy, there's much more, agency to actually voice out these differences and not settle for the bare minimum. And I think instead of looking at it as higher standards, we need to look at it as healthier standards, right? So women are not entering a marriage or a relationship just for the financial security or just because, it's the right time to do so. I'm going to do it because I feel the need and I feel that my partner can provide, and we can grow together as an emotional couple, right? So that intimacy and that emotional bonding is much more important than just, financial security or safety needs for women.
I think I've already got my takeaway for this episode, where Dr. Mansi says that let's not look at it as higher standards, let's look at it as healthier standards. Another shift in relationship patterns that we've noticed, and we see a lot of these memes on Instagram where, women are talking about their friendships so much more, and, how they are so much more satisfying than their relationship. Even to the extent where Akriti, who's sitting right here behind the camera, will come and flirt with me, and I'll say that, oh, you flirt with me better than my partner. So tell us about these relationships and how they are impacting marriages.
So see, when you enter a friendship or when you are friends with someone, you don't get your emotional baggage like you would into, your intimate relationships or your romantic relationships. So that's one major difference that happens. And that's why when you are a friend, you are much more accommodating, you're much more empathetic towards your other partner or your friend. And that's what the key difference is nowadays between marriages and friendships. So women know that, this is possible, that these kind of relationships are possible. And so why is it not possible in my romantic relationship? Why shouldn't I expect the equal amount of emotional support and understanding from my romantic partner?
Is that really the core of all the issues? Because men underestimate the importance of emotional aspects of the relationship and communication, to put it very simply.
Yes, so men did not have the opportunity to learn that, there is this aspect of relationship, I feel, that where you are going beyond your role as a financial provider or a safety net for your family or your partner, right? Women nowadays are financially financially independent, they have their own critical thinking, they know they don't need you to protect them or financially provide for them, but they do need a partner who can grow along with them emotionally and otherwise in a relationship. So yes, men do need to kind of have a software update, I would say.
I like how I think Dr. Mansi is on a roll today, because this software update is very important. I agree with her. But tell me something, has that gap between what women expect and what men deliver widened, or women have just become more vocal about it?
I think women have become more vocal about it, right? So it's not that, the older generation, so let's say our mothers or our grandmothers, it's not that they were not dissatisfied in their marriage or they were not seeing that disparity or emotional unavailability of their partners. It's just that now today's generation is going to be much more vocal about it, because I'm not entering the relationship just for the bare minimum. I know I can provide for myself, I can take care of myself, so I want a partner who's going to meet me at an equal footing when it comes to emotional intelligence.
You know, I saw this amazing post on Instagram sometime back which said that, how women have become more vocal only because they have whatever opportunities they have now. Otherwise, look at our mothers and grandmothers and, how they would stick around with their husband. And then somebody went on to say that, they would have to stick around with their husband only because they didn't have financial independence. Like,
true.
for the longest time, women couldn't go to the bank alone and open a bank account. So now that they have the financial freedom, why will they not use it?
Yeah, and so it's not just financial freedom, it's also the education and the social change, right? So financial freedom is there. Along with that, I have the critical thinking, I have the confidence to kind of, be okay with being by myself or not settling or entering a relationship just for these particular needs, right? And social acceptance that yes, women can also be alone. They do not need to kind of, always have a partner. So legal, cultural, social change, all of these are responsible.
So, clearly, education-wise, women are doing better. They're getting more education. They're more aware. Career-wise, they're achieving so much more than, people ever thought women would. Are men failing to catch up?
I guess in a way where I think, they are seeing this happen, but they've not made their peace with it completely. They are not completely comfortable with this change that is happening, because if the dynamics are changing, so if a woman's role is changing, then the dynamics between the couple will also change. And I need to be prepared to deal with that changing dynamics. So men will say that, okay, we support women liberation, we support women, rising in the scales, but they don't know how to deal with it when it actually happens.
So, a lot of women talk about feeling lonely in a relationship, and they feel that their partner is not with them even when he is with them. What do you want to say about that?
So loneliness is a concept that is not dependent on physical presence of your partner, right? It is more to do with the emotional presence. So like we were saying, that men need to understand that their role is beyond just providing finances and taking care of the security of their partner. They need to be involved psychologically, emotionally in the relationship. Many times what happens is that women feel the psychological burden. So men will take part in the domestic responsibilities, they might help in the daily chores, but the psychological burden of it is still, on the women partners in the traditional heterosexual couples. So loneliness actually is not dependent on physical availability of your partner, right? It's a concept where you are talking about emotional wavelength and emotional availability. So men usually traditionally feel that their role is to actually just provide as a financial support or safety needs for their family. And they don't understand that women nowadays want beyond that. So they're not going to settle for the bare minimum. So what happens is that many times the psychological burden is more on women. So men might, try to enter the relationship on an equal footing, saying that, oh, I'm doing the chores, I'm helping you out in the house, but the psychological burden of it is still on the woman. Even when something is not working out in the relationship, it's always the woman who will generally feel the need that, okay, this is not right, we need to work on it, we need to do something about it. And that leads to kind of a resentment. So if I'm always taking care of something, I'm going to be resentful, and that's going to lead to kind of, this discrepancy or this discord between me and my partner. And that's when the sense of loneliness creeps in, even if your partner is physically present.
And while financially that gap has been bridged to quite an extent, women are excelling in their careers and doing better than their partners also in some cases, a lot of cases in fact. Do you think they also crave sexual and emotional equality in relationship, and that's not happening?
Yes, definitely. So that's what we were talking about, right? That, women need more than the bare minimum. So the sexual and emotional equality would be that men understand that it's okay to be vulnerable, and my partner's also having their own vulnerabilities, and it's okay to talk about that. And that's something that allows expression, free expression, and healthy communication between partners.
And these are times when I feel that, as a society, we have failed our men because while we have groomed the women to grow and adapt and evolve, men are still stuck somewhere there in the past, and they don't realize that it's okay to change. It's okay to accept that you're not feeling 100% today.
Yes, that skill building is still going on, but I want to be hopeful. I would not be so, negativistic about this. So men are learning gradually, and I'm hoping that they will continue to do so.
We are hoping that the upgrade comes sooner rather than later. But Dr. Mansi, is this one major reason why women are ditching their partners and prefer toys to sort of satisfy their sexual needs at least?
In some cases, possibly yes, but more often I feel that women have actually accepted their own sexuality and their own desires, and they're not ashamed about it. So they don't attach a lot of stigma in expressing their own desires, and that's why kind of they're taking more charge over their pleasure. So they are going to. It's like women saying that I'm in charge of my pleasure and I'm going to take care of it, whether a partner is involved or not. So I'm going to be the boss of my own pleasure.
And for the men who are trying to work towards making their relationships better, what can they learn to make their intimacy and communication and overall effort more effective?
So firstly, we need to understand that this is a new skill. So it's going to take you a while to learn it, but it's okay. And it's like we said, the software upgrade that you are all kind of overdue for.
I like how you're almost patronizing the men, saying that, okay, child, this is new for you, but you can do it if you try well enough.
You have to speak the language they understand well. So yes, it's going to take you a while. The reason for saying it in this way is to not to discourage them, because sometimes it gets very frustrating when you're trying to learn something new and there isn't a lot of support available or there's not a lot of role model available for you. Men are going to feel frustrated. Okay, how do I do this?
Right.
So it's okay if it's you are taking time. That's fine as long as you're moving in the direction that needs to be moved in. So that is something that I want to definitely emphasize upon. Secondly, we need to understand that this is not about a competition, or this is not about one-upping your partner. This is about actually building a healthy space together. So it's not that you have to do this. It's not like a tick mark or a benchmark that you have to achieve, but you're doing this so that your relationship and your intimacy with your partner improves. So if you need to be vulnerable, if you need to express your apprehensions, if you need to be emotionally available for your partner and you don't know how to do it, go ahead and learn it.
And finally, I just want to ask you that, do you think that because this shift and this upgrade is taking so much time, the women moving away from relationships, committed long-term relationships or marriages, is something that we will see even more going further? Is this going to bring a shift in the kind of relationships we've seen in the society in the long term?
I think so, yes. There are this, cultural shifts and social shifts that are happening where women are kind of, choosing to enter marriages on different terms than just, the basics. So I want to have a partner who's emotionally more available, and that's become a very big criteria that, he can understand me and emotionally support me and, is having that emotional bandwidth to do so. So the cultural shift is definitely happening.
And, it also pains me to think that, the men who make the effort and try and be there for their women are called Joruka Gulams. It's very sad.
Yeah, it is. It's a fact.
As a society, we should remember and learn that if we don't evolve, if we don't adapt, we become the dinosaurs who are extinct. So it's always best to understand how to upgrade yourself, and helping you do that is Dr. Mansi. So if you have any questions for her, do let us know in the comment section. You can also WhatsApp us. Our number is 9833-943-943. Keep your relationship alive and help each other become the best possible version of yourself. And come back next week for another great episode of The Pleasure Principle with Dr. Mansi and me, Jyotika. Thank you.
94.3 Radio 1.